America's former first son, Barron Trump, leads an extravagant lifestyle that is a stunning show of luxury, splendor, and unfathomable riches, with a family fortune that rivals the GDP of tiny nations. From trips on private aircraft to exotic homes and exclusive access to the most prestigious events worldwide, Barron Trump's life is an endless display of extravagance and opulence. Join us as we explore this incredible world where even the most extravagant wishes come true. Simply another day in the opulent life of Barron Trump, who was born in New York City on March 20th, 2006, and raised in the Trump heir. With half-siblings the same age, Barron's childhood was a fantasy come true. Preceding him, ranging in age from 13 to 28, raised essentially as an only child, Barron was the family's infant prince. The father of the $7.50 billionaire Donald Trump, Barron is a renowned television personality and real estate mogul who rose to fame via his business endeavors and the reality TV series The Apprentice. His mother, Melania Trump, was a former model who had become the First Lady. Together, they provided Barron with an extravagant upbringing in the center of New York City. During his early years, Barron resided in the opulent Trump Tower, a prominent skyscraper situated on Fifth Avenue. Unlike other kids, Barron had the full floor to himself in this high rise. Imagine living in a life of unrestrained luxury where every need was satisfied and every fantasy was within reach. A life where an entire floor of a skyscraper served as your own playground. He was able to pursue his interests and hobbies without any restrictions because to this lavish lifestyle, the Trump Barron enjoyed special experiences that most kids could only imagine thanks to his family's wealth and power. He spent time with his father at their Mar-a-Lago home in Palm Beach, Florida. Known as the Winter White House, this expansive estate has opulent features like a golf course, swimming pools, and private beaches. Aside from these indulgences, Barron and his father also liked dining together, playing golf, and spending quality time together in this opulent surroundings. Almost 2 months after his birth, in May 2006, Barron Trump made his television debut on The Oprah Winfrey Show, which was a moment that made him famous. Oprah's longtime friend Gayle King also conducted an exclusive interview with Barron on the show. In an interview, Donald and Melania Trump joyfully presented their newborn boy Barron to the public. When questioned about the experience of having a child again after a long absence, Donald Trump beamingly expressed the happiness and fulfillment that Barron's presence provided to the family. During the conversation, King was introduced to Barron, who was pretty fussy at the time, and Melania Trump, who was similarly radiant, offered her ideas on Donald's position as a parent. She said that Donald was fantastic with the baby and spent time with him every morning watching television and reading newspapers. The world was enthralled with the youngest Trump despite his fussiness, and the name Barron was also a hot topic. From this point on, it was evident that Barron's early television appearance was just the beginning of his life in the spotlight as the son of a millionaire businessman and a former politician. Donald said that it was a name he had always loved, but never dared to use until now. Supermodel Barron Trump's wealth estimates indicate that as of 2012, he is sitting on a whopping $60 million fortune, which is more money than most people see in a lifetime. The best part is that he didn't even have to work for it. All of it came from his family's wealth and astute business decisions. Investments. Not to be overlooked is Barron's trust fund, which is a veritable treasure trove of wealth, complete with opulent homes like a $1 million mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, and a 30-acre estate in Bedminster, New Jersey. The estimated value of this mansion in Florida, which is situated on the same property as his father's Mar-a-Lago resort, is $11 million, although some media outlets have valued it as high as $250 million. Meanwhile, the estimated value of his 30-acre estate in Bedminster, which includes a 700-ton mansion, a golf course, and a pool for swimming. Not only that, but Barron also has stock in some of the hottest internet firms in existence like Amazon.com, Microsoft Meta Platforms for Apple, Berkshire, Tesla, Hathaway, Morgan Chase, J. Morgan, United Health Services, Visa, and Home Depot that would be like to having a finger in every pie. And by pie, we mean a highly lucrative one, with these stocks accounting for 25% of his trust fund. Speaking about Barron, his wealth is expected to increase quicker than anyone could have predicted. Trump's extravagant lifestyle, even in his early years, is a story of grandeur and luxury that most people can only imagine. As the youngest Trump child, Donald seemed destined to live near the best golf course. Both his parents and items that money could purchase, that was guaranteed by Donald and Melania Trump. A golden baby carriage gifted to Barron by none other than Ellen DeGeneres was one of the most spectacular gifts he ever got as a newborn. Imagine being wheeled about in a gold pram. This expensive gift set the tone for Barron's early years, when luxury was the rule rather than the abnormal. A sign of the opulent lifestyle that awaited Barron, the golden baby carriage served as both a symbol of riches and luxury. The early years of Barron were spent at the Trump Tower penthouse, which offered an equally lavish living. Situated on Fifth Avenue in New York City, the Trump Tower is a famous skyscraper, and the penthouse, which is a palace in the sky and decorated with marble and gold, is its crown jewel. It is a triplex apartment that epitomizes luxury. Barron had a whole floor devoted to him in this opulent location, including stunning views of Central Park and the Manhattan skyline. Yes, it is correct. A whole floor. While most kids are happy to have their own bedroom, Barron had a living room, kitchen, and separate accommodations for his mother and grandmother on his floor. The nursery was decorated in the Louis XIV style, with ornate artwork and opulent furnishings. The room embodied the grandeur and grace of the French monarchy, befitting a young prince. One of the most amazing aspects of Barron's early life was his skincare routine. In 2013, Melania Trump launched her own skincare line, which included a caviar-infused moisturizer called Caviar Complex C6. Melania Trump Barron's mother was heavily involved in creating this opulent environment for her son. This was a high-end product created to offer the best possible skincare. It wasn't simply any moisturizer luxury of care. Later on, Melania disclosed that she lavished Barron with an opulent skincare routine every night, applying this caviar-infused moisturizer from head to toe. If applying caviar moisturizer after your baby takes a bath isn't the height of luxury, we don't know what is. The Barron's early years were filled with lavish living and extravagant treatment, and guess what? The golden baby carriage, a special floor in the Trump Tower penthouse, and moisturizer flavored with caviar were just the beginning of growing up as a wealthy heir. Ever the devoted mother, Melania Trump approached Barron's early education with a hands-on manner. She thought it was crucial to be there and participate in her son's education. Melania frequently expressed her desire to be a full-time mother and support her child through all of his educational endeavors, from learning the ABCs to algebra. She homeschooled Barron and taught him all the necessary languages since she was determined to give him the best start in life, and she didn't leave anything to chance. Czech Slovenia and French, and perhaps a few other life skills we're not aware of. Barron, for example, most likely learned to speak Slovenian from his mother and grandparents. When Barron grew older, it became necessary for him to attend an actual school, and Melania made sure that he had access to the best resources and opportunities available. As a result, Barron's early education was equally impressive before moving to the White House. Melania claims that he grew up enjoying Slovenian food and loved eating the Slovenian food his late Grandma Amalia Navs made. He also learned French, showcasing his linguistic abilities from a young age. Barron attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, a posh school located on Manhattan's Upper West Side. This prestigious university is renowned for its demanding academic program and focus on encouraging creativity, and students talk about a great class trip. Imagine 80 students, instructors, and even Secret Service agents crammed onto buses and seeing the country's capital. He took his entire class on a field trip to Washington, D.C. last year. I'm sure they created some priceless memories. Barron next traveled to St. Andrews in Maryland, where he was able to make friends despite his extraordinary circumstances. The tuition at St. Andrews was an eye-popping $50,000 per year, but for the Trumps, this was only a small price to pay for the top-notch education Barron received. participate in extracurricular activities, and concentrate on his studies while residing in one of the most famous homes in the world. However, after his family left the White House, he moved to Oxbury Academy in Florida in 2021, which was somewhat more affordable, but still expensive at $38,000 a year. Now that Barron has completed high school, it is evident that the Trump family will continue to place a high value on education. Additionally, Oxbridge Academy has a reputation for having an annual 100% college acceptance rate, with half of its graduates attending a top 100 U.S. university or a top 50 liberal arts college. So it is safe to say that getting into a prestigious college would be relatively easy. For Barron, following Donald Trump's victory in 2016 for the U.S. presidency, there was increased awareness of the family, however, did not move to Washington, D.C. right once. Barron spent nearly the first 5 months of his father's administration at Trump Tower with his mother, finishing his school year, before they moved to a new location on June 11, 2017 in the summer. Moving from Trump Tower to the White House was like moving from a fancy penthouse to an even fancier palace. Barron and Melania moved into the White House when he was 11 years old, marking a historic moment as Barron became the first president's son to reside in the White House since John F. Kennedy Jr. in 1963. Despite everything, Barron handled it like a pro. He adapted to his new surroundings like a child entering a dream bedroom, which, let's face it, was one of the most talked about aspects of Barron's life in the White House. His customized bedroom was the stuff of legend. Unlike any other first child, it was a high-tech paradise designed just for Barron. It was designed with a modern aesthetic featuring sleek furniture, cutting-edge technology, and even a gaming setup that would make any teenager envious. This wasn't just a bedroom. It was a haven where Barron could retreat the demands of his extraordinary existence. The White House itself has luxuries comparable to the best resorts, and the Barron had access to them all. One of his favorite places was the private home theater, where he could watch the newest films in luxury and comfort. With its luxurious seats and cutting-edge sound system, the theater offered Barron a cinematic experience unlike any other. It was a place where he could unwind and take some time from the spotlight. The swimming pool was another one of Barron's favorite places. One spot where Barron might relax and spend leisure time was the White House pool, which was a favorite of many first families. Barron could unwind from the stresses of everyday life in the pool area, where he could also spend time with his friends and family. This created a hub of activity and relaxation, whether he was swimming laps or just relaxing by the water. Another unusual feature that kept Barron and his friends entertained for a long time was the White House bowling alley. Situated in the White House basement, it allowed Barron to play games of friendly competition and have fun. This perk made his life different from other kids his age, and the bowling alley quickly became one of Barron's favorite hangouts. Despite the luxury and wealth that came with living in the White House, he was able to connect with his friends there and make lifelong memories. Barron's parents were committed to giving him a regular life. The level of security and privacy that surrounded Barron during his time in the White House as the president's son was one of the most sensational aspects of his life. Melania Trump, in particular, was very protective of her son and frequently spoke about the need to shield him from the negative aspects of fame. She was deeply involved in his daily life, ensuring that he had a balanced routine that included time for school, play, and family, who made sure he was protected at all times. This degree of security was both essential and a representation of Barron's special status. It allowed him to live his life without having to worry about security threats all the time. Fascinatingly, Barron, who was nearly 15 at the time, had the luxury of these first-rate security agents until he was 16, thanks to a federal law that states that he was entitled to such protection. His parents, on the other hand, will continue to receive the services of these secret agents for their lifetimes. Barron continued to enjoy the protection of the U.S. Secret Service even after his father left the White House in 2021. The public's perception of Barron Trump has shifted away from the opulent homes and schools he has attended, making him a force to be reckoned with in the realm of fashion. His legendary fashion sense has been the subject of conversation ever since he entered the public eye, and it's understandable given that his mother, Melania Trump, was destined to become a style icon herself. Melania has an impeccable sense of style and has made sure her son is always well-groomed. When Barron was just 10 years old, he made a big impression at his father's presidential inauguration in January 2017 by dressing in a navy blue suit that came with a white button-down shirt and a navy blue silk tie. This was the beginning of Barron's fashion journey. Throughout his father's presidency, his flawlessly coiffed hair and polished appearance set the standard for his subsequent fashion selections, demonstrating his penchant for formal wear. When attending state dinners or traveling with his parents on business, Barron was frequently spotted wearing elegant clothing that showcased his family's opulent lifestyle. Barron always wears sophisticated clothing,
with a penchant for traditional classic pieces like well-fitting suits and immaculate dress shirts further emphasized his sophisticated sense of fashion. The $10,000 black suit that Barron's wore at the 2018 White House State Dinner in honor of French President Emmanuel Macron is another noteworthy item of clothing. Although Barron is known to wear suits and ties by designers like Ralph Lauren and Brooks Brothers, it is evident that his wardrobe is a combination of high-end and reasonably priced brands. Nevertheless, Barron isn't just known for his formal wear. He has also been spotted wearing more relaxed and casual ensembles that still manage to turn heads when he goes on vacation. Barron has been spotted sporting casual attire consisting of cotton t-shirts, shorts, and cozy sneakers. Every time, they are chosen with care to capture his own style. One such casual ensemble that sticks in my memory was when the Trump family was returning from a 2019 trip to Florida's Mar-a-Lago resort. Barron got off Air Force One wearing khaki pants, a white polo shirt, a bright red jacket, and beige New Balance sneakers. Barron's flamboyant red suit contrasted with his parents' more subdued color scheme, demonstrating his willingness to mix things up and add some color. Growing up in the spotlight, Barron's family's lifestyle has also impacted his evolution of style. From an early age, Barron has been surrounded by high fashion, as his mother Melania has always made sure he wears luxury clothing frequently, in keeping with her elegant style. Barron's taste for fine, well-tailored clothing that reflects his family's rank and riches is clear evidence of this influence. And as he has aged, his fashion preferences have continued to change. At the age of 14, Barron dazzled spectators in August 2020 by leaving Air Force One in an outfit inspired by the 1950s retro appearance. Wearing a black leather sneaker and black jeans with a red, white, and blue trimmed bomber jacket from the luxury brand Moner, Barron looked like a fashion model. Speaking of accessories, this chic ensemble demonstrated Barron's ability to accessorize and make a statement with his attire. Barron Trump has a taste for expensive watches. He's been seen sporting some major bling, such as a $10,000 Rolex Submarine. Needless to say, this is no cheap watch. Still, you have to maintain your public persona as a president. He has also been spotted with an ODM. In addition to wearing a Piguet Royal Oak watch, which is like a superhero for your wrist, Mar has also been seen wearing a P-Tick. The watch is sleek and sporty, costing upwards of $20,000. A watch by Philippe Nautilus. Given Barron's height, attractive features, and familial connection, there are reasonable expectations for his future in the fashion industry. His price range starts at $30,000 and varies greatly depending on the model. But only time will tell if Barron decides to follow in his mother's footsteps and pursue a career in fashion. He certainly has the makings of a future style icon. But for the time being, Barron Trump is still a low-key teenager who appreciates the finer things in life and keeps impressing with his excellent elegance. The public's curiosity and fascination in Barron Trump's public appearances stem from his status as the youngest son of a former president, whose presence at various occasions frequently draws notice from the media. At the Mar-a-Lago Club, an opulent resort owned by his father Donald Trump, Barron made one of his most recent and noteworthy appearances during Easter 2024. This event, like many others, highlighted the opulent lifestyle that Barron leads and the public's continued interest in him. In addition, the event not only highlighted the luxurious lifestyle Easter dinner at Mar-a-Lago was a grand affair attended by high-profile guests and members of the Trump family. He leads but also provides a rare glimpse into his interactions within high society. These moments continue to fascinate and intrigue the public, showcasing the unique blend of privilege and normalcy that defines Barron's life. Barron was a prominent figure at the event, standing tall and very similar to his father. His height, which has been the subject of media scrutiny, adds to his dominating presence and immediately identifies him in any crowd, while wearing a perfectly fitted black suit with a yellow tie. Barron radiated refinement and sophistication, which was indicative of the Trump family's high standards. The expansive grounds of Mar-a-Lago, a resort renowned for its opulent settings and elite membership, served as an appropriate backdrop for the Easter celebration. The Trump family's wealth and status are symbolized by the lavish amenities and lavish decor. The Barron's attendance at such a function emphasizes his status in society's upper echelons and the opulent lifestyle he enjoys. There was a lot of media coverage of the occasion, with many outlets taking pictures and videos of Barron and his family having fun. In fact, Barron was captured in a number of pictures and videos during the Easter celebration, and he was always seen standing near his parents. In another video, he is seen sitting with some guests and his mother while he seems to be waiting for the food to be served. However, Barron has made a number of noteworthy public appearances over the years, each of which has reflected a different aspect of Trump's life and personality. These appearances were significant because they introduced Barron to the national stage. Trump was also seen standing close to him, conversing with some guests. He emphasized his position inside the Trump family, in addition to the opulent events and the reason behind the impeccable suit. Barron Trump is an avid sportsman, with a particular fondness for soccer. He was first noticed wearing an Arsenal shirt in the White House garden back in 2017. Barron later played for the DC United Under-12 team and the Arlington Soccer Association Under-4 team. Meanwhile, his father, Donald Trump, took prominent steps to assist his son's developing soccer career, reportedly even introducing him to soccer stars. It is evident that Trump is a proud father, wants to see Barron succeed in the sport he loves. Well, when you're Barron Trump, the son of the U.S. president, and you love soccer, I guess that means your dad is giving you FIFA World Cup souvenirs straight from Vladimir Putin, setting up hangouts with famous players like Wayne Rooney, and praising your sports career at press conferences. All of these special perks and infrequent public appearances have made Barron more and more scrutinized by the public as he gets older. In fact, turning 18 on March 24th marked a significant milestone, not only for Barron, but also for the way the world views him. The smallest one of the most significant developments after Barron turned 18 was his announcement that he would be representing Florida as a delegate to the Republican National Convention. This move thrust him further into the political arena, a space dominated by his father. Despite the increased scrutiny, Barron appeared relatively unbothered by the attention. Trump was no longer just a child, growing up in the shadow of his famous parents. He was stepping into his own spotlight. A former NBC executive also recently suggested that Barron, now an adult, was no longer off-limits to public criticism. In an unexpected turn of events, Barron declined the opportunity to support his father in his campaign for the Republican presidential nomination as a delegate due to prior commitments. This withdrawal occurred just before Barron graduated from Oxbridge Academy in West Palm Beach, Florida, as Barron steps into the political arena. Although it seemed like he was ready to carve out his own space in the political arena, the former president also once mentioned that Barron does like politics and often gives his father advice. Adulthood. His life is evidence of the riches and privilege of the Trump family, and he will no likely continue to live the opulent lifestyle he has been accustomed to. However, with this luxury comes the inevitable public scrutiny, which has only increased now that he is an adult. What are your opinions about Barron Trump and his opulent lifestyle? Please share them in the comments section below. To see more intriguing films like this one, click on one of the cards that are presently displayed on your screen.